And finally, Nana Addo announced his decision to contest the flag bearer position of the party. The announcement came as a huge sigh of relief to the many exuberant and die-hard supporters of the party who had gathered at his residence.
I thank the Almighty God that I'm able to say that I feel spiritually, psychologically, emotionally, intellectually, physically, and patriotically strong enough to remain in the hurly-burly of frontline politics. With great humility, therefore, I can announce that when the party opens nominations sometime this year, I shall be ready, God willing, to contest for the position of NPP presidential candidate for the 2016 general election.
Nana Addo stated that the decision to re-enter mainstream politics after a 6-month break followed several consultations with key leaders and grassroots supporters of the party. He debunked concerns about his age, noting that at 70 years, he was too young to lead the NPP into the 2016 elections.
I have been humbled by the loyalty, the confidence and trust that millions of Ghanaians have given to me. I thought about the huge disappointment that our loss brought to us all. I thought about the passing of time and the fact that I shall be 70 years old in a few days' time. I have asked hard questions of myself and of my body, and I have taken the opportunity to see my doctors both here in Ghana and in the United Kingdom. I examined my commitment and the fire that burns in my belly with a desire to lead Ghana.
He used the opportunity to call on the rank and file of the NPP to unite for victory in 2016.
Let us protect the dignity of the NPP in all that we do or say. We do not have to compete with the government in attracting negative publicity to ourselves.
What is the job of a president? To run the 440, to run 100 meters, to run the marathon, or to run the country? How do you run the country? It is by what's inside your head. And what is inside your head can be as sharp at 40 as it can be at 70 or 80. What we want is his vision. We're not looking for a dancing partner. We're looking for somebody who can take decisions about how this country should be run and can do something so that the young people can go and do some dancing, because they'll have some money in their pockets, they'll have a job, and have some earnings.
Age is just a number. Looking at this man, what shows that he cannot continue working? Looking at the way he stood here, physically, emotionally, everything, the way he spoke, intellectually, he's fit to do the work of a president.
He said he's going to be 70 years young very soon. We have seen other leaders in the world who have performed tremendously well, including Ronald Reagan, who ran, I think, at 71, Abdou Diouf, I think, at 74, Mandela at 76. There are others. It doesn't depend on age. Politics works in eras. Probably in this era, what we are going to see is very mature, experienced governance.
That would be the best if he could go on to post. It will bring unity within the party and factionalism will be minimized. Nana Addo, Akufo-Addo gives the NPP the best opportunity for victory in 2016. And that is why some of us, and literally the majority of us, are anxious that he should lead us to that victory which we so badly yearn and this nation needs.
What we know from the eastern region coming here, we had spoken, we'd come to pay a visit to him when he arrived, you know, and our chairman made it very clear to him that it wasn't a matter of choice on his part. And so this is what we wanted and expected. As far as a lot of the NPP people are concerned, it wasn't a matter of, he didn't have a choice. This is what he was supposed to do. So this is good news. The truth is that, as far as I know, and I stand to be corrected, in our history, never in our history has a personality been called for by the people. Never in our history. So it tells you that there's a profound requirement of him to do what he has done today. And we're grateful to him and to God. He consulted with God, he consulted with our elders, he consulted with a whole lot of people. And as far as we're concerned, he's done the right thing.
We are welcoming him with enthusiasm. In fact, we can't wait for MPP to choose Nana Addo, because we have fought him. We know where his strengths are, where his weaknesses are, and I think Nana Addo will be an easy prey for us in 2016. And we are also happy that MPP, I hope we are wrong, but our reading of the situation is that MPP is not, they don't appear to be futuristic in their actions. Because clearly you have a candidate who is going down the slope, and you still are investing your hopes in him. The future of NDC doesn't lie, MPP doesn't lie in Nana Addo. Because take the results of Nana Addo in 2008. I mean, his results were better than 2012. So if you begin with maybe 4 regions, and then in 2012 you come down to 2 regions, you can imagine the number of regions he will be winning in 2016. Statistically speaking, that is it. Secondly, there is no, history is not on their side, because since the founding of this country, there has never been any situation where a defeated presidential candidate has emerged to defeat the incumbent president who defeated him in previous elections. It hasn't happened.
All right, Akwa say Ogusosha Adom TV Badwam Jumedi ni media man hele kwabna asante. Ye tena se kopem se nonkono ebebo na akosi asafo kantimpo abeto aso ama. Na efia da match ne da etoso aduonu baako. Text message line here 1760 na da bre 1760 na da bre ehia so de bre entem na etimiji bre so ne kenkan ma entem pa. Me ka say aduada kopem efia da bi edu pensem mu bre a Lucky Herbal Clinic for one other Roma and this Edgemede Ebro Yadi be adane cranko edao so no Fakodom Lucky Herbal Clinic na bibia entimi enkoso ema one onro mi be Lucky Herbal betes ekwatia koko Lucky Herbal mixture no so ekutia malaria obi nyawa na efi yade ti bibia dan sa kwanya beto ho se adwumakuo bi si won de won be ya na se won ehwa abo ho ban ewo yade mu dia enwentwe ho asekora one won emfa yonko prekope. First number see now no link it at home 0243 201244 0243 201244 and 0277465855 and 0242 238745 now when one any link it at home. Installer training Jimmy so no I'm sure some more temadeno contact teaching and breakum and koko donko chroma chimoda asim for sutakwa. One who say multi TV paying for and one day entity no any name no bro. We give this over a crowd no a part of sa name dear way I did bro. Everboa I will connect you now. So if you text message line here 1760 na odia bre and I'm paying Acquah Obuasi show and paying na ebedi nkomo na ano da na kan na men sin scratch na na wa ha See what be straw for be the tree. Ya man yourself and ya man near home sem near mamre. Or ha anope. Era John Alexander Con. Boko de or
Adom boko.
Ibia boko.
Nyame Adom.
Boko was weekend.
Na me ho. Na me ho.
Okutimi ko na sia so bia na se.
I me ko sorry me ko ordination anniversary bi na lunch obi so book ma no AGA club.
Okay.
Na me ho.
I see. Oh, go kwatin be ba multimedia me wa ba be dwempe ba fe na me special artificial pa plus Acquah. Acquah bia boko.
Nyame adaro ma.
I see. Obo se boko.
Wase boko.
So share.
O jajo was boko.
They share, me say they share.
Amushia weekend. Oh sir.
That was the week before.
6 match no sir ye koboa dwumadie no. Na nansem na danse hene nso ye no na ode ne ho kire na yakochia no. Nti ishia fie so.
Ba mo ba mahwe mudi mo di nkomo. Amanyo sem nyentokwa o. What did come up as in your 4 power?
Well, you are friends for a very long time.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
A very long time.
Picture na mo food soldiers mo chita for no painting. I wish I could have that picture moving come outside. Na just I been trainer and you'll be on the other side of the divide.
And I meaning na say I go for mapa. You know,
I see. Oh, okay, nice. But quickly, news just in, and it's a University of Ghana Gempa who rem honum sa to Asasha here. They need basa no SEO. I'm sure the ultimatum of Ghana Education says for the moment for reporting. The report pure times, you know, they are still defending their position. I don't know maybe I do the way forward for sa Tawan say they be anobe brasi. Mostly parents and on a cockage or across the coin and lectures and so more mukuta tag and so stick and also actually and almost where commercial vehicles and so most where trio crowds no chaos. The other side of it is that police for tour they only say the authorities and papa it's almost where normal call. But these issues relating to it's a tool in university for she I'm sure so follow.
Time I invest in here sad year no. Me kasa wo ho na adwenkyira me kyerɛ ne nsesa say they invest in penyin for no aye no tiamra. Misana na me hu no. And they na eye me hu kra wo ho ne say ye gyae no man no gina ya. And yes parliament to here ska. Yes udu parliament gate Acquah da ho ni nyina no parliamentary service na ye nti no ubetu ska wo ho ubedru Ghana Commercial Bank gate because public institution bia or premises or disika eye ho yi nti nka on hwa fe de be nse nkanye universities no nko a asoe bi aye o man na dia no etumi edito esi ni entrance so ono nso pesika na odia institution ni na aboa Ghana for nti na me feel say dangerous precedents and me de sania nioma ekopie mu no me de minim ne say sa to na nkasa de omu agyae omu ne aban kita hodie ene ade no omu agyae de sisi a aba no nyame anim ne eye different sisi a yesi your main gate sana me mete no ebia entesa betumi etie correction
who free access so if you pongulu ho ba
na se wo fa main gate nko ade a utumi ruam koba
what's afa ho apie
I think no de ye ne se omo de ho yi kwan no ofiri ha na wapie wa akire ho because of say no etia no ebe ma wo kon no se obekwa akoye sa ade no bio tie no aboa ama omu school ni mu a na ye de adane ka kwan no eno so ate ena de ewo ho a mimi susu say university authorities betumi ahwe bio ne ye wow person we use any other route no to the university no mo si twa sticker na sticker no na ne bo no mimi hu ne say wasro dodo on the average 400 Ghana cedis nkane 4 million a year no media misu say wasro eno na wo say authorities ni but in share fra ba say obi atumi ba ha na emom say bia school fo osua de e be mo de ayi kwan no de say ye nyina no yet university no ase omo hwe sticker no omunhwa ne bo no na this university primary na wo ho no a awofo no ekọ no honso na bi a umbetumi ne university authorities no akasa na akoyese se university no primary because we original intention is university and ya primary na ka ho a yesi and support university community no and enam se omu pese omu ye efficiency nti no vacancies be ka na dia ma mo amote neighborhood ho no nti school no e ka university no nhihye ho nti e bia no nti no also mo ne university authorities no awofo no ne university authorities ntinase say bia utumi prove say wo ba e wa hade a nso betumi anya sticker no a ebo no enkoye kakraka saa sanuma be sure say yes saa neoma no a baby asesi anhye no kone de e be fa ne saa to no na na ne na emi say mitipe na makoma no egina so saa
but the times have changed inti na me be say ehwe ni personally me gidi say yes ehwe ni if you say your banks can no na university no na me sure say bank be 3 4 say your banks anya be 4 me hu HFC me hu Acquah me hu Standard me hu other banks so ye wo enyumaku ahodo so ehyehyemu wo hono apart from that university primary no enti eno achi enya no credit say car for her disturb academic work if we say uti omo hyehyemu a now rather normal commercialize access if only you have sticker so the issue of even disturbance of academic exercise no embem if they work commercializing my sticker obi awo tag bi sticker timi room there that disturbance is quite an issue because can you know now rules no means still it be restricted over hall on your time I did to this animal obefa so obefa baby a urami entrance as some be kwanu urami entrance your buy pass you are unko for school na ankasemo Bene they was sticker there. I just say baby I think something is missing somewhere.
No, they all can. They all can. I see who says sometimes charges any fees. Ayana a policy measure. Let me unconscious say, who country taxi driver and a private person beer. Or did a car be call round now or pursue can short a faligon. Osio sisi a wetumi aye na mo be sa de agisa auto sticker 400 Ghana cedis a year obaka say na menye den memfa ho bio na afi nso no so fa hokra no a o se de agwene busa na esika no a university ni betumi anya no omutumi de ye ekwan ye but to the extent so mo se mo mpese ye di school ni yi kwan because a school for ne sua de no me de mi susu se charger ebema enkofo akase me de betua sika we die ene enka me de ba kofa kwan tenten no me nya policy ya DP me so so mutena na se rate no so na so revise ne kakra eno no makoma nsore ho te se ba kono but de me di twato na onobo akona be meye omo ye businesses wo ho na again banks ni ade ni nyina no omo di omo ba se ne omo be serve university community no but the university community ne nhye da nso nti so pese banks no a eye egma wo ho no omu operate efficiently na enye kasam ne ade a omu biemu kakra se na be ya omu ben legon no nso no ebetumi eni omu abedi nkita ho yesesa wo ba utumi fa main gate eno no hia sticker bia asem wo ba ya business bia wo fa main gate wasan apie mi hu sane a eno ebe ha business unless wa agini bi se me boa pa se me kwa akoye business na mo me ye wie na no na ma fa akire ho eko na jeze kwan na wudi eho yi no timi na mi so nhye asisi aba no de yemwo university no na entumi enyegma ema omu se eto no a omu ege for the sticker no na wosoro a ebetumi edi nkita ho na aba fom kakra.
All right, but what could Antida ye bi say can university say ene dey see can illegal and then ma be asisa illegal sise yi mo so entino obi beka say painful with omani ma thinking through no thoroughly no it me we pay your sir sana because say o ka say parents nyina teach university primary no parents nyina ankofa gempa emra mesinko fa chiro ho na onsambra mewum ebresu ne ye bibia ana aka chi parents say ontwa sticker na anopa ba na de akwada ne kona awia be ma kofa You should 800 Ghana cedi one seven. So
of a Christian village.
Exactly. So I don't know BB then Acquah BB.
But that's about seriously me feel say university one or more a business school law on the idea. One of the church idea more particular about social engineering. How to get the communities involved in your activities and get your support. Obey say one better which more ya there. Unfortunately, we no me sure say o ma 100 year cry. Me dem support more. We on the hand I say force. We really act now in our parliament establishing the University of Ghana Act. Okay, say no autonomous person will be given access to any of the facilities of the universities. But critically, we share the spirit behind that provision now. So we are about we sure pass a facility you can and go the road in that campus one ever can the facilities are a university for the other fancy or new edison will be any access or one. I don't think so. You also can assembly who here assuming so Obiato sticker 400 and on the screen no kind HSN.
That's maybe
Obiato was at Obiato sticker. Me I think that first to na a difficult na omuja anything. One will find it a difficult way and they will say a lot one because critically a toll any idea I didn't need toll to make it easier to be any easier. Wa a graduate no. Wa about the because I'm 1 month there. Wa one time about 1 day no, one day I no boy in kakra. But when you say 400, to the extent that parents are one more anti-campus committee affected one. If you say again, and it's one handling the consultation to what level? It Acquah to say the idea can say no, and no other by find other ways of doing the same thing. Then my mind is that we can think of it and then you see university because they are gonna the internal. All those in the money and fine Shebubi until the act came into force. If it's a public institution. And last now Obi Eka, 2 things Mutaka Eka Sembi say and bro we share now my act no. He wanted that clause to be stepped down, but Kofi Human, who was a member of the council, can say, for the purpose say security situation be a bar. Won't be to me issue and just stop on one or more tears here. Now, he may not be on the council, and the same members may be on the council also. A change, and that's why we yellow Biana, we share the long-term effects of the law. Public reaction is super, and I think that it's more a respective public reaction. Now, one will consult to me. I sure say, you do point to be a people to me say, you check a crack. But 400 a year, is something. It's quite say a difficult number, some difficult. And I don't think say a fair. Many part of parliamentary select committee on roads and highways, some Kushia administration, Akasa. Everybody has a feeling say, and difficult to get specific, but only too difficult. Too difficult. That's the problem with some of my catching. I say, Dobeke Bia Yampene. I'm sure say a fair.
But it's an independent Republican.
That is what we are asking now. Into act no. Last, because they said then Parliament there, let's go back and change the act. Now as someone answer. And they be the point when a seat of government, Flagstaff House, also say, so I say when they Oba business, yes, so Obejo, 2 there, then okay, ministries, Obejo, what are we doing? But because the law is not backing them, don't to me, yes, sir. Before say, what genuine problem? Who here community? University community, okay, Kebasa, you know the community? There's a place called Aposka. It was there before the university, and some basic university.
A very part of the university.
A very part of the university. A work around for see host all of a sudden, what Christians say, on to me, and would offer maybe different timbra. Many sure that they are being fair. One more hand in the year. No one get the community support. Me sure the community they will come to a compromise. On because this is the way some better me into a long-term payment. What? HM into 1 month amount for feeling. This second time my parents. Sorry. Sir Alute. First one, on my back way, no matter which implies that people are not happy. They're talking about parents.
All right. So I'm sure say paying for ABT, sir, and same way. But our report is comprehensive. I think they also have their reservations, and it's quite. But personally, I think that now Ghana, no, so His Excellency John Dramani Mahama with his security campus, no. And is gradually becoming lawless. So, an individual any council of for no more. It's high time we call certain people to order. Say Ghana, because now it's like Legoya, an independent republic within a republic. You come as because of autonomy. Why
is almost suspended?
That is probably where I expect Parliament to come in.
To be fair, I mean, national security for honestly, me say that means
it was not cool.
Yeah. And the CCS, you know, me feel so strongly against the investment affairs no na ye nya me ni baby a school for esuade nso a di ho beyi kwan ene ye nyina se ye kwa ye bese ye fa jimpa no woro university no akopie wa akire ho because shorter ye o se ye boy university na sa de nso si ho kwan e me nhihye no se wo pese okofa main gate so okoho once in a while ene okọ nwan kakra kofa main gate ha adwene okọ regularly na de so obi an school ho no ho na me ne ono bo akwan adwene say nkita hudie because also my parents no so tia say traffic crane na nam school mu wa ma kra no so no mo call primary school and ekwan de timi fa wo pese okọ be fa Jimpa road no ekofa primary school n'anim ho inti no saka fa ho bebrebe ne nkwara no kra na nyem ma
that same argument is it defeated when they also say that it's a car be up so we be and
oh but say na make say
what compromise on security
fee no prohibitive and you say omode buy no evidence ni say evidence ni say traffic ni so atin kofu anka say okay 400 Ghana cedis per na obaji me a year dia na metua na makoso aye den afa ho ukwa record to gain na say traffic no eso atie botae no intermediate minim say we a parent na especially obi kofa akora no obi fufuro na de no eco school 800 Ghana cedis o makatua yesen intina community engagement no ehia but current nhihye no de yes normally we so real invest mo ekwan da ho fa ho we so pia fa ho apie obi anya o kapre na emom we pese u pie o baby na wo pie o baby fufuro de se ne be ya nkofo mfa ho nyi kwan na ha university for including in Kwara Umuko school university
I'm sure you admit that
no
revise the autonomy now more than my investing no matter sir too wide
maybe feel say as a because in pano cannot on to me to force one force not to pass
and in shebe so by G
support is nkofo to me for also to me for tell me
the point is that they all maybe they all can say nkofo to me for any time if indeed we want to refuse people from using their campus, say a restricted area. Let us entirely. Then we recognize that any family and that's a foreign professor for no managed school for nobody then goes there. Now if the president is even entering, the convoy will be according to stickers and it will be there back. Because once you open up, many arguments say once you open up, say who need be a person use that route, you know. It means that it's commercialization. It's not more in the interest of security or protecting anybody's interest. Money. What commercialization?
Yes, you ever find they all kind of say, and yes, some commercialize bonny deal. Say, Obia to me the bonny, but young Night says, I find out with Tiano. A inhibitive. And ya unyas abon in intimate and come and say, se utwa board to say, wow, be ya dear way no. A boy way punishment and I so train or Nisa Obe to yes, Kawi, the Zania thing in our home, be your bonia. Yes, they walk on rainy day. Well, yeah, meeting mobile late. Intino,
late is
among focus, okay, exactly. The same thing. Yeah, you to sika. Na ya de change behavior no means so say ya de a yan TV da emramu nyina no ewo ho de ya ka ne say awofo no mu mako school ho ne de university authorities ni omu ntnase na yempe kwan bi aso mu so ye be mu sticker so mu tumi fa akire ho so ye bete so amomu na yenye ne sa but me university na go for the ho yi kwan ne de me support kura
all right okay
but they already invested already no that time be an for you invest they be omaka so time close part of we are from 6 to me power they say always students always look akra na so 1250 and so we to me
your parents no 50 no
obi free kasa pay ba be hwe ba what do one day. And what is it? Inti money in room. You can imagine the frustration.
Obiti asim praso. Ena odi nidwa na se odi nkita hodie ewo adanse praso. One big community. Bridge you know, otwam bi aginito. Otwam bi aginito.
Edwadi.
O say
edwadi.
Oh, me see nkita ho. They want me cry there. The point I make here so obi a oti the other end a odi legon eyi kwan no. Ebra so baby sa ne ho. Say na baby a yesi say ye school. Na enam say kwan da henti. Anopa bia me de my magnet say school we mu na mefa akoba bia me ko no ne kwan so no ana. O say ebisa sa question no. Honestly,
but sir, I need honorable. It is not only Legono. If you get to text,
I look at the university as a larger community.
Now, the defined role in a university. University. That is not the honorable in Ukraine. Even Yemi Mukwana, Yakosi, Unamo, and they crowd Namo as even an ordinary citizen, our own family, no one. Because they have a family, or more workers, or more star, or more, our fall under groupings, our form university in Ebushia. Yeah, cry, yeah, firm, Kakakusi, Abia, Yafa, or with a Quintanian facing. When I'm really in it will be to chill that. Because mentality is you cannot ordinary, oh, you say be money, but you are careful because one will say, baby, I will pass it through. And your ordinary way. Okay,
I can't be a cat one is saying, and I will coin beer. You bet me a faso. Thank you, you bet me the university, non say, Abia is Canadian, and Mufa quite way anyway, swa. A hanwa. Dani highway no so bet enter university and to me there for now me make say inhibitive sticker no price no ye omom ye related to the university community no ye ne omontenas ne ye bete so amom so ye be ne den ye nge but university na ngofo die kwan ne de any US die na wo kan ye ni nyina institutions of learning ye ntumi ma ho enda ne a normal
place. I'll be interference is
me feel say you're right. I don't know.
More just last point. Again, even if you see one point or the other, what bonds will be a question the poultry farm or any other project. I for still Corona better, no more than the Corona, but it was there, moon protector. The point is that before tech, you could see the just all. There have been crying. I am a superior actually. All of a sudden, what by a Adom. It's a mena, no mina Adom. Or say the Akufo-Addo, no could say just road to Nako. And so now we invest in you, not finding them. No more sick up, invest in not finding them. Oh, no, I be asking, not the road, but not for no,
all right, 1760 for Texas is. I am sure said yes, I tried you once we pay for him, but to because me person baby anafi we wanna assume I dey beche na all the boots na won na edwiregu and I say to be akoto and our parent be akopra and I say what can be akofa because me lecture na me wem na me ko try there me gina church see here o man no na eboka. That is the argument. Until Professor Ite Ernest Ite we mobo say the madaro no cancer. Nanado say 70 years younger and MPP for when mobo obesene say omudi tumi be share say na kwai frankato for 2016 or say no nkyere say ono na die ni but say bere no so na so mbie eto ho a ode no ho bekwa koma a kyere say MPP for gine tuma obepe say over be die nim no wagbaji tumi ama the New Patriotic Party 2016 nsem na kwai bibiri na wie ye na no na Dr. Atakredi enso de nse betu dwa say onyi ni say na ado ne mfom so a wo ye no abami na odi akogu inchiri no wasua de papa bia afrim enu achi na ebinum so dia won de aba ne say at 70 de eni kwanse ye hye no ma almost 70 eni kwanse ye hye no na okudi mampanyi esesa abre ye ma ne tenase na odwodwo no ho no otimi ehwe ne ma ene nananom ebinum so de omo kire ne say ohwe na ado nto abo awabo ne modern bo abo wa manyusim ene ne ndia ohwe ne mfie wo kora na bibia di adanse say one nipa ebre ewo mi die MPP amanyuku no obetimi de wona ko eye bose asase ne so ebinim so kire se ohwe kora wato mra eba mrakuni a ede MPP eba ye na wo pepro ho akọ kana se wo ka dodo na so nsem ahye won yam minim wadwen kyerɛ deɛ man panyimfo de won adwen kyerɛ beba na ayahwe deɛ won so odi be man ba me sha se fie ɛno ananado ofiri amano ne ba nipa dodo obi e ka de opɛ na nana bɛkɔ anonko nana bɛsu na ɛno adanya me ayadom wakasa wie no megye se watensɛm ne bibre but o yɛ party di hye sɛ na siko
me ma famu de nyame anim ne ansa na nana ɛkasa enra no na mehwehwehwɛ nneɛma bi a na mehu sɛ ade a nana ɛbɛka de enra ɔkaaye no sɛ ye bie nomination a ɔno nso edi ne din bɛba sɛ MPP amanyokuo yɛnsoma no na ontu franka ama yɛn na ne titiriw ɔmayɛ president na ɔhaw bebreba Ghana da yɛ so sɛ esi ano ɔmoa ne yɛn te so nyame anim ne enura sɛ na misika na me de minim sɛ nana ɛbɛgye pene na ɔmuma akasa kyerɛ no bebrebe sɛ ɔmmara no ɔde ayɛ adwuma but enura me wɔ hɔ ɔka sɛ emmerɛ ne so na yɛ bie nomination I will be ready ɛwɔ afɛ na wɔsen egu me deɛ nana yɛ enura no me hu ne sɛ nyɛ MPP nko a na ɛbɛboa Ghana ma yɛ ankasa efi sɛ nana ɔwɔ experience o deɛ wohu amanyɔ sɛ mu no ɛdɔɔso hwɛ ni age 70 years ɔba politics mu na sɛbi asu kɔnoma watena mu ɔne aban yɛ adwuma foreign affairs ɔne abrɔfo yakɔdi nkita ho attorney general ɛkwan mmara fa so watena cabinet meeting mu sam ne participation even in democratic process answer na yenya democratic rule freedom, movement for freedom and justice akutini odi wom na ɛyɛ student oye obi a sɛ enipa nkita hodie ne nhyehyɛ a yɛde bebu ɔman deɛ wɔnyam experience pii and ɛnyɛ sɛ wɔnyam experience nko a because ebinom kita experience ɔmo mfa nyɛ adwuma wohwɛ nana in recent times a adwene a ɔde aba politics mu no ɛtesɛn wobɛkae a as far back as 2008 ogina ma MPP no ɛna ɔka free SHS ho asɛm saa tam kra de nipa pii anhyɛ da antini ye gisa ɔkɔfa yɛ manifesto no na wotie no on a few platforms 2008 Ghana for say dabi emre no nso sɛ yɛ de bɛma ho yanto ama no 2012 afei na saa message no emu atre Miami tie President Mama say na primary school nyanye free a President Mama enu masem primary school nyanye free a na oba secondary school abaye free de panyin no ka no se bi oya hada nipa pi kai nipa pi tie ma je recordings bi ene clips bi of nsɛm a Ghana fo bi ka edi na no ebre o ka se free SHS be ye adwuma no enne se ne ono aka ye na ene de safi di agwini nyina akɔba nkrom sɛ ne free SHS no a na ɔka no sɛ ɛbɛboa ɔman yi ɛno ntina meka sɛ experience sɛ ekita obi a yɛsɛ wo ni panyin wɔ fi adue ɛnneɛma a ɔno bɛhu no sɛ sia no ɛbɛ chance bi no mu ahu na nsɛm wɔ yɛsi di ɛstarte sɛ ɛtekɔ fam yi wote discussion no yɛsi Ghana ɛnneɛma a yɛde kɔ amanɔne ɛkɔtɔn no esua nti ɔsɛ yɛtrɛ mu na yenya industries ni ade transforming the economy asem way again ukowe 2008 manifesto mu a na articulate establish in 2012 again osan kaye enne of course ya adwene e ho dadaada he say let's move from your primary raw material no into manufactured goods for export ni ade no e ho dadaada but again na ne peja no like the free SHS no e ma no dani national campaign transforming the economy enne uni obia kasa adwene no ayeden asan ko enioma nana akika with time yina be hu se no ne ye beboa no edoso pi eni nyina no ehye ye nkuran se panyi wei ebedi oman Ghana so a ebeboa and me a nana minim no personally so yetem bia na me kan se me pese me hu sania nana presidency ebesikra aye keke because nana wo nneoma bi a me feel say ayira wo amamuo mu me pese me hu se penyi we be president how said ya Ghana be say na idea ti na make say o kan say mre ni du a na o sin agumeni nti ni tietie mu experience man to say na o say ye bie nomination a obe tu ni hu asi ho so obe gina bi no me de ade ya mi deyie duru ho a minim say omo mpese omo ni gina no MPP ye party no freedom ewum omo so betumi agina me de masoto forma de me tititi ni say ebinum say nana so obeba bi odi a ene omo kura omo ndakura anya den enyina minim omo nipa be se miensa na omo si omo begina me no wo kasei asem a omo bioma no aka ama ye nyina ya tibi no eno kire me say bi kura na MVP ye nyina ya dwene akobankuro mu no ahwe na kura no wakọ on oppose during the prime
ahini ana
o say
ahini
enya ahini but politics nka san ye nyina ye pɛ no senka eduru baabi a na nka ye nyina ya dwene akobankuro mu say adwuma wei bi ono bo akon ene ye de adwuma ne hye ne nsa obetumi aye but eduru mra bi wo hɔ a aya na ideal no but enam say enye tambia na obenya ne saa ebi se we betumi aye binum se we betumi aye enu nti na bato oba nti se ukonya sania MPP mi de enya nuru ho mintumi nkyere ni pina minim obi anso mini obi anso adwene mu but mi tietie mu no eya akoye se se panyi nyame aboa na o se obedum MPP asan di anim na obaye president na ode nani so ade hunu papa no abeboa Ghana de a ye nyina ye nta na kino wa me kura na akọ on oppose nti sisi aye akọ yanim discussion no be bia me pese efa de efa ya anka be ya me de ene panyin no ni ideas giving the experience or war and omo pe na sa kura ka so na kura wa chewe politics mu do wa he panyin do wa chop experience
okay but ye nyina ye pe say discussion be ura the experience the exposure the other policies but clearly we cannot do that without assessing other aspects of Nana because no we heard even also can at his age issues about health and audibility in terms of voice presentation sincerely can you say Nana is fit so obejina no lead this rigorous campaign for 2016 to get power for the new patriotic party?
Unya Enra, the first time I met about the voice near the idea. Enra, Nana Ekasaye, eba radio so over TV so. Media say the voice no cry, the voice no cry de biaka ho. Utie Nana voice nkane na nkofo kana Nana ne brofo no kan intentem dodo ne ade ye ntini. Enra, bro, ono ade say brofo de obi anim say nyame de ache no. No say ni osi yi mu and there na me de madwene ebune say he we your mind now ne oman foforo kwa akoye negotiations efa bibi ho a wano kasa eni panyi o kasa no ni self presentation account minimum say politics anya brofo e na enye nimidi anasa wo ye lawyer ntunim say na yesi kan asem but the kwaya obefa so yiyi won sem na ma oni po ni udi nkita no kra ho say eni oman we omoni abre eni omudi nkita ho ebeboa na wo hwa nra brofo yise ne na yiyi no ne emu da hom tie no kra de e na me kasa nya say na wo kan na in terms of ahode ono aka say over the period no okotena se no oni nyankopon edi nkita ho abompae oni nipa pi ne spiritual advisors akasa wahwe ne ho oni me doctors akasa say utwa the doctors say ahode no wo ho betumi aye ena me kra de misu say nioma bi o ho anye de nipa no e kan na wo say yetie no kwa enura wo hwe nana ye body di kra say omrana Mustafa Hamida introduce ni wie say omra Acquah osi pagya ne ho no se nipa ni mi ahoden a wuhu nti media mi hu se ahoden ni ade adum ebeto chima ba de se agro ne de form se duru wana se nana ebetumi aye campaign asemrantie no a yebehu se sania ebinum so kan ontumi a yebehu but kakra ye de media mahu ne de na nsemu a oba kumase kochi asante hene no na meka MPsa na me wo obuase nti no me ba be kan ne ho unu ahode de manu nyame de ache no kwa nti me de misusu se na hoɔden wɔ hɔ na intellectually enu anso no munsan twofo ni wie mu bisa ne questions ubisa ne question akon yo faso yi anu ntem ne ade intellectually no sa ogina ne nan so a eno nso no eda edi but ya me ana mia no anope makaka krabat ana me pese no ebeye focus no pi
it will be focus
say na me anya ne age no mpo asa na meka say the experience no ene say ogina ne nan so ahoɔden sɛmu ne ade no as a person no eboa eno boa but misusu sa Ghana fo pi di omo pe eye onipa no enkitahudie ben any policies nhyehyɛe ben na ɔde ba sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a yɛn a me yɛ unemployed me ni adwuma metia menya adwuma me a dumso ɛsɛ madwuma enema be correct me a ɛnam sɛ seed no ɛtiba for policies no
clearly nanado policies yɛbɛhwɛ intimi injao but of course we are in a country obi a person odi anim bia no what we have come to understand is ya assess wow personality ewie na abehwe won hyehyɛ and we cannot run away from the fact that we need to assess them thoroughly even though we go through what about come to what I say oh trust him to we try meet Bakubra you be take the side you the NDC side
but that guy oh be so we no conclude
na we Acquah say no conclude bring back you try meet Bakubra what about Acquah crowd we chose also an assessment on the you know you try meet Bakubra. Some of the text messages getting through. Nana has cut the sword for his third defeat, which will retire him permanently. JM all the way. Orlando Oketekrachi. Nana versus President Mahama again. President will beat Nana and his MPP from Sule Dramani Boli. We end this year not thinking about 2016 but 2020. Who will stand as flag bearer for the party because we have already won the 2016 election from Frimpong or Afon Quantana there. Nana's intention to run sends shivers down the spine, and he has not even won the primaries yet. Esteban Ketia and his likes have started their usual vilification upon Ameyao, Ewo Techiman and Diaba. Please ask Honorable Setekpe why he is denying audit service their salary increment for year 2013, failure to pay third, fourth quarters allowances for 2013, and no funds to run our offices. The state auditors are suffering, considering increases in the prices of fuel, utility bills, and commodities. From Victor, Seth, and Adiaba. Do the people of St. Chief Ferry want to tell us that they cannot organize a harvest to buy a small generator for their hospital, and that the hospital staff is now using torchlights for performing operations? Wow. I'm very sad. Ben Osafo or Accra, Adiaba. We are happy for Nanado. Let me ask, where is Sir John? And from Nash, Takwa, MPP. So you are saying Nana will still, are you saying Nana will still lose because he's still the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow? Oh, Nana, I pity you. And if we are currently selling electric power to other neighboring countries, then how come that they have constant electricity and Ghanaians have to experience load shedding? Please educate me. I want to say the percentage they call Yatiso. Yeah, that's what they call the Eminia by Yatiso. Why? As President Mills said, okay, all right. As President Mills said, 2 Ghanaian nevertheless. I tell you the truth, it is expedient for you that I go away. For if I go not away, the comforter will not come unto you. I see. Please, could you find out for us when the Ghana Armed Forces forms will be out? It said officers' forms have been sold already. And Grandpa can't rule Ghana. MPP will lose to NDC in 2028. Nanadi Amodiaman and Grandpa. I see. I saw Faha Anadiam. I'm Francis of Brekum, Nurses Training College. Please, I want to know, will allowances be paid or it's been cancelled? For 2 academic years now, it's not been paid. Honorable Abudu Instituta Jejiakun, oh, MPP, you are making a wrong decision. How can over 72 years old man become president of this country? Oh, no, I disagree. You have to just compare notes and just do a better search. If you are young, it doesn't mean you can. If you are old, it doesn't mean you cannot. It depends on the individual. You think through well and don't use age as a factor. Boss, I'm Kofi from Obuasi. How much loan did the university take for the construction of the road, and will they stop collecting the toll if they finish paying the loan. There be Temamoto receive for development of the road into almost maintenance. Good morning, boss. I'm Kofi from Obasi, the same person again, asking if I have a bad road in front of my house. Can I privately do it and make a barrier and start collecting a toll? Cork Parliament. I perfectly agree with you, mine. Is the university a monarchy that they don't want noise? Okay, so from Simon in Katepa, Nana should stand well in 2016. Not so. If not so, Mahama will kick him in first round. And Omar, please let our leaders know the youth in Obuasi need them to create jobs and to develop Obuasi, and talk of the Galamsey issue with the president, please. And Gerald Mosquito has hit the nail right on the head. If you've beaten somebody before, it gives you the chance to learn more about his gross weakness and defeat him again. Alaji Willie P. Kuma and Odiaba. Honorable Leslie, good morning. It's been a long time. I lost your number, so please do well to call me after the program. I'm Wisdom, who I am of the opinion that the University of Ghana is allowed to take that fee for the road. Other institutions in the country will follow suit. If University of Ghana are allowed to take that tour, and NPP has the right men like Alan and others, but not Nana Addo again, from Supreme or Bogos. Okay, Elisia, wrap up.
Yeah, that's a point I'll make here and I'm wrap up. Say, me kasa, yes, in our experience, and Samia, me kasa, me can no, or more day, the intellectual in Suno, but the American as soon say, media means to say, and no who quanti, and I was saying, yeah, to Abaman. That point, and I mean, making now, making people say, we'll come to policies, but Nipanas or CFN menu, Mejitum. Say, Ubio to me, okay, Ubio experience to say, at this age, no saying Jinan and I so intellectual or alert near the idea, no, a be a nunti young farmer. Maybe say, and non quanti, Nemum, and was say a share the policies in so. The fear such as also there by any dear find ways of any idea banana and transforming the economy. All those ideas
from the gadgets back.
Exactly. All those ideas, no. And so I was saying informal discussions. All right. Remember, I share the experience in Kwahon. I am 2 months.
Cost speed. Or cost speed. Depending on the president, don't the policy presidential candidate.
I see says
I don't never have promise to Krano.
I do a primary MVP. But very general one, ever so. But for now, no, there are serious decisions. First time, I consider Autonomy not on him say, Nanabeka say, or best standing. That is where I agree with him. You don't need the prophet. Cry. Unim. I'm not another Brutino. Or can't say, oh, Bano, on postpone neighbor, and I'm a
yeah.
Satan will be an AC.
David.
Now you have to delegate elections. It's dangerous elections also. The way on the air corner.
Or monitor assassin.
It's not monitor, no name. We cannot utterance this every air course. In fact, we need to be a program or MP. Or see the area crowd, NDC in the HR forms, and also crime to them. Also NDC and HR forms. It's after. That grounds, are you Joanno? And some unity. You know why he did that? In the more of Barrier, which are Nana Otuforo. No cancer, we know Obianya back on politics, the Obia Luso and Yashri. Satam, why you want to prepare. 80 are you comfortable? So you don't the prophet again to say, Nana ever win the MPP primary, who in your prophet. It will work in the area. But and this reaction, they are very important. And they say, compared to started by Professor Merce or standing by 3 times on. That's it. You can check. I say every time there are 4 years we are all increasing the votes.
Professor Mills.
Yes.
Late.
Yes. In terms of the potential is there. Moment that we one person Ghana mostly because MPP and DC now the small parties now being it is a MPP again it implies the likelihood and it's true NDC lose NDC again MPP lose and that is the record. It obviously was our consistent records of reduction there and the potential anyhow. But the time will come. into slow there any hokra. But it is interesting. He's been around for a long time. Into a good say over back into the game.
He's gathered enough of experience.
A good
inform more.
Into a good say over. So people's movement for freedom and justice there and get so good president that I know. All things being together. Adia, I am a person. Me make a comment on Obi health and what they say. It happened to Professor Moss. You do point to be any cry, you defend any idea. But eventually, you know what we went through. In the end, be hesitant say, "Meka Obi health," because I'm not privy to now one thing. The year privy, and say in 2016 we did 72 years. And, yes. And the question is, much as a constitution in Ghana, age issues, every issue are not said there. Unfortunately, or fortunately, Onogasa promoted that discourse. Because I say, I'm young at 70.
I'll be young at 70.
It implies that we're taking note of the fact that age about discussions anymore. It will not promote our fight. So we will talk on that age bracket. There's nothing constitutional. It's to me and standing at 72. But at the right time, which I'm sure so it is getting to almost almost getting there, but others have not really come. But the grounds in the Nana will go. As for national positions, vote no, presidential one, because a 1-1 in their positions, so it doesn't mean it, the delegates in the bay. But none of by Western Regional Executive, Ashanti Regional Executive, Central Regional Executive, Broadway executives.
Endorsement.
Endorsement.
Nti uni kwa obe wa jiso ni kujana sawa. Uni obe wa jiso ni kujana. Kokomo e kwa se Dr. Anane, Dr. Preku, Jogati, Dambuchi, Uso Koma, Osiame yawo. Mu amu azikosei, mu amu wo sa timponi nyina no.
Na wonti wu.
Uso omo nye den.
Omo nti no mu.
Okay.
So.
That's a share dia that is on
Obi wa like Obi betu tare say still I want to most particularly for the
2020.
Future. And very careful in terms of spending, but he would love to test himself for the future. Somebody will do it. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, well, that shadows be or one more in the for the future.
I see.
So they may want to.
But I mean, he's a student of NPP politics.
Oh,
environment.
The only point at times, a bit more pen say, so sure, if you're not your intention necessary is not to challenge, Nana, those of us say, we show future. But delegates only decided we are. I one way I know how. It also as one balance or act in a year. And no grab a future. It is somehow let them know that this is your intention. And that's ever hardly. But obviously, Nana will be coming. Okay. Incidentally, I said that almost our committee says it's going to compete with the incumbent president, but he'll call Congress.
Also to make up.
Also to make up, and that is not right. True.
Quickly, Nigeria.
But they make a cut to begin with, no cressa. Obi oba challenging anano. Send your party new mood.
The person at the Bechebeka said,
okay,
party endorses
Nana. But Nambe can't. But me cry there, and you're non it's okay. Me cry point out me making it say, sir. Even though we have party the mood, na say, wow, person challenging Nana. One here with decision here instead of we expose you, who send the be next time the amount. Now I shall go for. It's our calculation is weak. But the last point, the last point, my name is now Mr. Siedun Ketia can say, okay, Mills and any fortunes improve. It is not true. Mills in 2000, he fought the second round. First round, President Akufo votes now a bang. Obi enya 50%, so he fought the second round. In 2004, one touch. Mama, the second round, the court near the end, 50.7. President Akufo, the victory in 2012, no, 52.4. Until Osha, between 2000 and 2004, Sahwadena, electoral Hwadin, na males, or the second round, no free no. The performance not bad for me. The basis are if let me I mean or the regions. I mean also regions near there. The truth of the matter is that Ghanaians, the party government, after one term, they may decide to testing the bill until this one touch, if we know what happened. That it is never true, sir. Nana the performance no come from now. Males the cost. It's not true.
Let me explain the 2001 briefly. So Obakaya in NDC, okay, the Sweden declaration.
Yeah.
Split NDC.
Gusitano
Guguzinum any other bano. If Pastor Mars, when you saw President Rawlings' endorsement, and Oba on his owner, a bianco we need.
A bia.
Oh, of course, it's from hindsight, it's
but I tell you, can it is a fact. Nobody knows what would have happened if
that is the strength as of that time of change. But from hindsight, once again, and those class on Acquah your democracy, I mean democratic respect. Because MPP we need, it's a Sakasali VOA interview. They were looking at Rawlings handing over. It almost a castle, a call from one party, one party to the other. The whole world was happy. It may sure say avoid democratic governance in there, but that is the reason Acquah.
But our reliance on Nigeria for gas, recipe for
obvious.
Sure.
I mean, of course. I mean, because in very broad terms, here in Nigeria, contract, yes, you must gas. Mimi susu omu hu chire omu afa ye contract no mpese omu dane omu hu chire ena mo mu yesa so o se ani omu engage no mu hu se once ya sign contract ne de mu hu chire mu a o se mu hu se mu satisfy my obligations under the contract ayen so no ye hu chire yen na yen sa join no but the reality of Ghana ye energy situation is say now, my analysis is say energy increase demand by 10% every year. By in 5 years' time, we will need to put in additional 1,300 megawatts. In 10 years, your total demand by about 5,300 megawatts. It is what we are called generator sets. P. The basis we build thermal plants. We have gas to power it. Jubilee kwa 80 million standard cubic feet per day, and so 2 plants per water. So, in the long term, I was saying Ghana has started beside who say, yen gas needs no ebe free hefa and aba. And a questioner, my share government no budget or the by President Mills, President Mama, and then say about Parliament, the energy interventions no. Be share your power, the change. Any the dynamics of electricity demand mean who the corresponding interventions to one secure as fuel because you who say crude oil no ne bo air din and even if a crude oil in the end a sika you na ya say gas and ya can it say na ya ba benya oil oil deposit in commercial quantities ya can say you two oil no Ghana your problems in our day to be cap. You see you who says idea na nya no kre. Say ya na you Jubilee field gas no. So we are to have a project no near the idea. Here you benya your gas. So we should numbers no critically. You ben ho kra and the AC between you Nigeria no actually and pay say your sources for fuel your the power your plants no. Those sources no any secure. And me say the discussion also broad not just over Nigeria.
Right.
I also started to say those broad questions to say Ghana going forward your gas no e be free hefa na aba. And it is a response that me susu say abine. Not so much because as politically, but whichever government is in power no must demonstrate clearly say by 2034 that is in what that will be in 10 years, in 20 years time, 2034, in 20 years time. Misusu say demand any. The number of plants that Misusu say yedenyani. Sana ye fuel no yanya sa plants no a de etu yen ebe tuen sa kosi sa 20 years no senso aban hwe na say gas no any fuel to power your plants no and a yenya de a also aban investing in alternative power sources. Say aban amfa sa plants na amadi a dum so assurance manusi assurance president mama de man so e abotre ebe ye no enya say you can't say Acquah say abotre. I was here, president. Any aban start to try and say you demand the e ho aka dia ye se na be dum so no ebeja na assurance kwase ye nya abotre any ade no a wo hwe interventions no enkyre say you solve problem the ade hard
okay
yeah first one I think a common agreement Nigeria cause we 123 cubic feet of gas a day and almost to 30 and now some will call 50 no nti one money end in the year. But I guess that okay some years back Nigeria for no outages for NEPA man acronym bi kra wo Nigeria intendem ye sure someone will say ebeboa we don't hear of them in terms of use as against the larger interest of the agreement na no but again like you said, I said I see. Indeed, 10% in the average. Because last year it was 10% increase. This year, 12%. Exactly. And the 12%, what it means is that it is on addition to the 10% no. So, it is from a base figure. Sure. So the average 10%. If it will give us 8, we are still short. What it means is that there's a potential for growth, but we should start looking at the 10. The other development drill
see matters of energy now no it has nothing to do with politicizing but you hear the reality
no you who say atuye continuously because you compare Rebecca no we are atuye continuously but the obvious thing is that there's 10% increase per year.
All right, Deputy Minister,
say to me a cost to produce.
All right,
my personal discussion with Yako enya NPP ni NDC obi amfa the policy on energy going forward and to table so na yenhwe na hona discussions no ewurani ebe hu amanyokuo no say we die na ebeboa na we die na ebeboa that discussion hu hia hu hia pa
o go kwatu dase you know what I'm saying oboasifo ni all right if eje mu na akusia safa kantin pa beto so na akwa ifia de asem nyina nsa hwe ana hia obi ready issue be text me o say mo galam say no I'm hoping at the appropriate time you may not have platform.
But I'm a transmitting my president.
Okay.
No, or did you media no?
All right.
Until or New York Bibia, be you, one young Bibia, a said the Tiana.
Okay. Hey, also was I
order. Be bringing the mining history. The more we put on
okay.
Until maybe at the right time.
All right.
Yeah,
and Messia, I could have a work at Jibu at us away.